Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in a world of ice? Not just a cold winter, but an entire age where glaciers stretch 4 miles and temperatures plummet to unimaginable lows. This was the reality for our prehistoric ancestors during the Ice Age. It was one of the most extreme environments humanity has ever faced. So how did they survive? How did they not only endure, but also lay the groundwork for the civilizations to come? The answers reveal a story of incredible ingenuity, resilience, and cooperation. Let's start with the most basic necessity: warmth. Without central heating, or even a sturdy house, the cold was a constant, lethal threat. The key to survival was mastering fire. This wasn't just about creating light, it was a lifeline. Fire provided essential warmth, warding off hypothermia. It cooked food, making it easier to digest and unlocking crucial nutrients. It also kept dangerous predators at bay. Imagine a small group huddled around a flickering flame, the only point of light and heat in a vast, frozen landscape. Learning to control fire, to start it reliably with flint and pyrite or friction drills, was arguably one of the most important technological advancements in human history. But fire alone wasn't enough. You couldn't carry a bonfire with you everywhere to venture out into the frozen world. Our ancestors needed protection. This is where their tailoring skills came into play. Using animal hides and furs, they became expert craftspeople. They didn't just drape skins over their shoulders. They created fitted clothing. Archaeological evidence, like bone needles found at ancient sites, shows us they were sewing. They would scrape the hides clean, treat them to make them soft and pliable, and then stitched them together using sinew as thread. They created multi-layered outfits, tunics, trousers, and even parkas with hoods, much like the ones people in Arctic regions wear today. They probably lined their boots with soft grass or fur for insulation. This personal portable heating system allowed them to hunt and travel even in the harshest conditions. With warmth secured, the next big challenge was food. The frozen landscape might seem barren, but it was home to a variety of massive animals, what we call megafauna. We're talking about woolly mammoths, giant deer, and woolly rhinos. These animals were a walking buffet of calories, fat, and protein, essential for surviving the cold. But hunting a 10-ton mammoth is no easy task. It required incredible strategy and teamwork. Prehistoric hunters were masters of their environment. They knew the migration patterns of these giant beasts. They understood their behavior. Hunting wasn't a reckless charge. It was a carefully planned operation. They used the landscape to their advantage, driving herds towards cliffs or into narrow ravines where they could be trapped. This is where cooperation was vital. A single hunter stood no chance, but a coordinated group, working together, could bring down even the largest prey. Their weapons were also remarkably sophisticated for their time. They didn't just have simple sharpened sticks. They developed stone-tipped spears, which they could throw with great force and accuracy. The invention of the otlatlot, or spear thrower, was a game changer. This tool acted like an extension of the arm, allowing them to launch a spear with much greater velocity and from a safer distance. It was the pinnacle of Paleolithic projectile technology. A successful hunt meant food for weeks, bones to build shelters and make tools, and hides for clothing and tents. Every part of the animal was used. Nothing went to waste. Of course, they didn't just eat meat. Where the environment allowed, they gathered edible plants, roots, and berries. In coastal areas, they fished and hunted seals and other marine life. Their diet was more diverse than we might think, a testament to their deep knowledge of the local ecosystem. They were the original survival experts, so they had fire, clothing, and food. But where did they live? While we often picture cavemen living in caves, that's only part of the story. Caves were excellent natural shelters, providing protection from the wind and snow. Many famous prehistoric art sites are found deep within these caves. But good caves weren't always available. So, our ancestors became architects. In the open tundra of Eastern Europe, for example, archaeologists have found incredible remains of huts built from mammoth bones. Imagine structures made from massive skulls, tusks, and leg bones, forming a sturdy framework that was likely covered with animal hides. These weren't just simple lean-to, they were complex dwellings, sometimes housing multiple families. Inside, they would have had hearths for fire and distinct areas for tool-making and sleeping. In other regions, they built shelters using whatever materials were available. They dug pit houses into the ground and covered them with roofs of wood and sod. They used stones to create walls. These homes were designed to be energy efficient, using the earth itself as insulation. They were a cozy refuge from the relentless cold, a place for community, for sharing stories, and for passing knowledge from one generation to the next. This brings us to the final, and perhaps most important, element of their survival: society. Humans survived the Ice Age because they were social creatures. They lived in groups, shared resources, and took care of each other, knowledged how to make the best tools, where to find food, which plants were safe to eat, was passed down through generations. This collective memory was their most valuable asset. The beautiful and mysterious cave paintings found in places like Lascaux in France and Altamira in Spain give us a glimpse into their world. They show the animals they hunted and perhaps tell stories of the hunt. These paintings suggest a rich symbolic and spiritual life. They weren't just surviving, they were creating culture. They were building communities. This social fabric, this ability to communicate, plan, and work together is what truly set them apart. It allowed them to solve complex problems and adapt to a changing world. The Ice Age was a brutal test of human endurance. It was a world of constant danger and extreme hardship. But it was also the crucible in which modern humans were forged. Faced with the ultimate challenge, our ancestors responded with intelligence, creativity, and a remarkable ability to cooperate. They didn't just survive, they thrived, spreading across the globe. The next time you feel a cold winter chill, remember the incredible story of our ancestors. Their journey through the ice is a powerful reminder of the resilience and ingenuity that lies within all of us. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey back in time fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about our amazing past. See you next time.